Hello and welcome back to another video. As you can see from the title of today's video, I'm going to explain every single thing that you need to know about losing body fat and keeping muscle. How to track your calories, how many calories you need to eat, training, cardio, steps, diet breaks, refeed days, every single thing that you need to know about losing body fat and keeping muscle, so not losing muscle when you're in a calorie deficit. I'm going to teach you every single thing that you need to know. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Judge me, I don't have a whiteboard, but what I do have is a carton box. So first and foremost, one thing that you need to understand is calories in versus calories out. So fundamentals to fat loss. If you are in a calorie deficit, you can lose body fat and keep muscle mass. If you're at your maintenance calories, you're going to maintain your body weight. And if you're in a calorie surplus, you can gain body fat, also gain muscle. You can gain muscle at your maintenance, could gain muscle in a deficit, but more about that in different videos. So first and foremost, we need to understand calories in versus calories out. So if we eat more than what we need to maintain, we are going to store more body fat. If we eat just what we need, we are going to maintain body weight. And if we are in a calorie deficit, we can lose body fat and keep muscle. The next thing that you're probably wondering is, how many calories do I need to eat? How do I know how much I need to eat? What you can do is you can click on the link below. You can use my TDE calculator. It will give you macros and your calories, and you can use those numbers as guidance, but you can also track your calories and macros for a couple of weeks, see what's your daily average, your weekly average, how many grams of protein you eat, how many grams of carbs you eat, and how many grams of fats you eat on average. How to set up your macros: keep your protein 1.8 to 2.2 grams per kilo of body weight, anywhere in that range. Eat your carbs around your training. 20% of fats, healthy fat at a minimum. So you need healthy fats for your skin, brain function, menstrual cycle, your hormones, all these things. Protein, I would say 2 grams per kilo of body weight. 20% of your total calories will be from a healthy source of fat, and then the rest is carbs. So you want to have carbs around your training to help with your training performance, to make sure that you are still progressively overloading and that every single week, and that you are progressing with your training. And by the way, track your training and follow a very good program. Make sure that you are using progressive overload so that you are getting stronger and progressing in your training every week. Now, when it comes to your training, this is where a lot of people get really confused and they stop lifting weights and they start doing way too much cardio. Your training doesn't need to change when you're in a calorie deficit and when you're focusing on fat loss. The same type of training that helped you to build muscle is the same type of training that is going to help you to preserve muscle when you are in a calorie deficit. So make sure that you are following a very good hypertrophy program. Make sure that you are focusing on progressive overload, and make sure that you track your training. A lot of people don't track their training, or they just go to the gym, pick up some dumbbells or some barbells, or go to the gym, use a few different machines, and they're just kind of winging it. Have a training program to follow. I can't stress this enough. Now, when it comes to the calorie deficit, there are two ways that you can go about it. You can either use the moderate calorie deficit, or you can do the aggressive calorie deficit. Personally, I would always recommend a moderate calorie deficit, so reduce 20% of your total calories instead of reducing 40% of your total calories. Often when clients go into an aggressive deficit, what usually happens is that, yes, you will drop weight very quickly, but you also drop water weight because you're eating less carbs, so you're holding on to less water. A mistake that I see people make is that they go too aggressive. They feel amazing the first few days, and then when the aggressive deficit kicks in, you have low energy, you can't go to the gym, you can't train hard, your sleep isn't as optimal as it should be, you are grumpy, you are constantly thinking about food, you are stressing over food, you can become obsessed with your macros and calories, and a lot of negative things can happen if you go in an aggressive deficit. So I always recommend a moderate calorie deficit. Now let's talk about cardio. And do you need cardio to lose body fat? You can use cardio as a tool, and what kind of cardio would I recommend you to do is the one that you enjoy doing. That can be cycling, Stairmaster machine, rowing machine, any type of cardio, even playing tennis, any type of cardio that you genuinely enjoy doing. And I would also recommend that you do low intensity cardio. Don't do HIIT and high intensity cardio when you are in a dieting phase. You're going to put too much stress on your body. You're going to end up feeling extremely hungry, and you won't burn as many calories as you think that you are. So stick to the low intensity cardio and do the cardio that you enjoy. How often and for how long, person dependent. You could start with 1 cardio session per week. In a few weeks time you can increase to 2 cardio sessions per week. In another few weeks time you can increase to 4 cardio sessions per week to increase your calorie expenditure, so to expend more calories. If you want to do cardio, do the cardio that you enjoy doing. I remember when I was dieting last year, I was doing a lot of bike intervals. Didn't enjoy it in the beginning, but then by the end of my dieting phase, I really enjoyed my cycling and my bike intervals. So that's the cardio that I chose to do when I was getting ready for my competition. When it comes to your nutrition, when you open your empty fridge, eat the foods that you enjoy eating. Eat the foods that you genuinely enjoy eating and have a diet that you can sustain until the rest of your life. My nutrition and the way that I eat is something that I will follow until the rest of my life. I don't feel like I'm restricting myself. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. I eat everything and anything that I want in moderation, healthy, balanced meals. Most of my nutrition and most of my meals are whole foods. That's how I've been eating my whole life. Those are the habits that I have created and built since a very early and young age. So when it comes to your nutrition and when it comes to your diet and what to eat and what not to eat the foods that you enjoy. Stick to whole foods, unprocessed foods. Don't eat crap. When you eat crap and junk food, you just feel like crap. Eat healthy foods, whole foods. Eat healthy. Don't mind this, another wonderful thing that I love using as a tool for fat loss are steps. You can track your steps if you want to and go for walks and increase your steps. So let's say that you are currently doing 8,000 steps per day on average. You can increase that to 10,000 steps per day to slowly increase your calorie expenditure so that you burn more calories, so that you don't have to drop your calorie intake any lower. So let's say that you start 12-week dieting phase and you start with 8,000 steps, and then over the course of 12 weeks you increase those steps to maybe, let's say, 14,000 steps per day. Go for walks, move more, take the stairs instead of the elevator. Go for a walk, listen to a podcast, listen to some music. Spend more time outdoors if you can. If not, you could also do your steps on a treadmill. But using steps is an amazing tool for fat loss. You won't feel like you're doing any exercise, but you are going to burn more energy, which in long term is going to help you with losing body fat and keeping muscle. It is very low intensity. You can just walk around, explore your city, explore the nature, spend some time in the nature. So steps are an amazing tool to use. You should be walking around and moving around and trying not to spend as much time sitting down. Anyway, if you can, you can. Another 2 things that you can use are diet breaks and refeed days. Diet breaks and refeed days are the days where you go back to your maintenance calories and where you increase your calories and you take a mental break from dieting. Now, this doesn't mean that you would just go and eat as many calories as you possibly humanly can. It just means that you take a break from being in a deficit and increase your calories back to your maintenance calories. If you don't know how many calories you need to increase by 300, 400, 500 calories. The difference between a diet break and a refeed day is just the length. So a diet break would be anywhere from 3 days to 1 week, 2 weeks, 5 days, 8 days, 7 days, as long as you want or need. And a refeed day is usually 1 or 2 days where you increase your calories, you increase your carbs, eat those carbs around your training, increase them to help with your training performance, and you can use them as a tool to help with fat loss. If you're still watching and if you made it this far, I just want to say that you will need also consistency and patience. Trust the process. Fat loss, it won't happen overnight. You need to be in a calorie deficit for a prolonged period of time, depending on how much body fat you actually want to lose. Trust the process. Don't give up. Moderate calorie deficit slowly is the fastest way when it comes to losing body fat. And I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Every single thing that you need to know about training, nutrition, fat loss, building muscle, reverse dieting, pre and postnatal training and nutrition, gut health, yoga, every single thing that you need in your life is in my app. You sign up, you get 4 different guides that will guide you on your fitness journey. You will get the best training programs in the world because they're written by me. I know by me, no one else but me. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you want, TikTok, Shorts, Facebook, subscribe to this channel. I am everywhere. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.